Okay, this is going to be very exciting because we're going to get a font in our program this time. So it's kind of the same principle. You've got to have a nickname for the font, and then I'm using the preload here, and it's just my font. Oh, look, it looks like I'm on this page in another tab, but same thing. Load font into a nickname, and look, I used an assets folder again too, and then you've got to use text font that sets the font, just the same as you use a fill command to set a color. So text font, and then the text command actually prints out the text here. And then text size too, you can use that to size the font, okay? Let's see if we can do it, shall we? So first you got to find a font. So let's go on Google Fonts. There are all kinds of great places to find fonts, but I'm going to use Google Fonts. So I'm going to just click on this here, and then uh, let's find, I'll just grab, oh look, there's a barcode font. That's cool. Maybe I'll click on that. So I'm gonna grab that actually. I've not ever seen that. So I click on that, one family selected, and then if you click on this here, that will download the font. Okay, so it's called Libre Barcode. Now this is another case where I might want to change. I'm double clicking on it. So yeah, people with Windows machines, oh my God, please make sure that you decompress or unzip or whatever, unarchive your the thing that you download. Okay, make sure there's not like a little lock in it. And I need this. Okay, I may rename this, or maybe I won't. Just make sure there's no spaces and there's no slashes and there's no percent signs and stuff in it, okay? And this is what I'm going to stick in my assets folder. So I'll stick this over here, and let's do a new empty example, and I'm going to duplicate that, and I'll call it type practice maybe. Type practice, okay? So in type practice, let me find it. It's all the way down here. Type practice. So I'm going to add an assets folder in here. So new folder, assets. And you can see, look at, there's the path. Type practice / assets. Awesome. Okay. In here is where I'm going to stick that typeface. And then I'm going to have to maybe copy the name so I remember where it is. So last time what I did was I dragged from my operating system. Where did it go? Downloads. I dragged to here, and that worked out really well. But I think what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to see if I can go through the operating system and find that. It's probably not the best idea for you guys, but let's try it. So here's my operating system. Look at all this. My goodness. And I'm going to find, this will go under websites and under ATK Web. There's my ATK Web, and there's this. And then what did I call this? Right, I was calling type practice. So there's the assets folder. So you can also grab something and drag it. Okay, now look at, see, I put it in here. It's not, it looks like it's in the assets folder, but it's not. If I click on at the triangle there on assets, I'll see that it's not actually in there. I need to actually drag it in there. Only drag the typeface into the assets folder. And so if you have pictures and stuff too, you can put those in the assets folder. And look, it's and Adam knows where it is, so that's kind of nice. All right, so under sketch, here's how we're going to work this again too. So my goodness, this is a really long name for a file, for a typeface. I'm going to have exactly that in my path, in my load font path. So if I really want to keep it named that, I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to click carefully inside of it, and I'm going to hit Command A to select all, and Command C. Here, it's that, right? Select all, and then copy. Okay, now I have that name copied to my buffer. It's either that, or you guys can just be like L.ttf. Either one is fine. Or you can rename it that and just remember that. Okay? I've left it here just for just to test myself. All right, so here I'm going to need a variable for the nickname of it, right? So I'll maybe call it, well, it's called Libre Barcode. Maybe I'll just call it barcode. I'll just yeah, maybe I'll call it bar type. There we go. And in the setup, I'm not going to use the preload here. I'll use the setup. Bar type equals load font, and then I need the path. Here you can use double quotes or single quotes. I'm going to use single quotes. Assets, and then I can do Command V now to paste. Whew, boy, make sure you put a semicolon after that. Then there's a couple of things I need to do. So you remember the fill command? If I do fill red, every shape under here is going to be red until I do a different fill blue or something like that. You know, and I remember we also use text, you know, we could be like this, fill FF0 or fill 255, comma 0, comma 0. Remember we were doing that? What happened? Hit the settings. Okay, anyway, back to the fill command. So the fill command did a, where's my face here? I need to see my face talking to you guys. The fill command made a color for everything underneath it was going to be filled that color, okay? The text font command sets the text font until you hit another text font command. So let's do that. So text font, text font, text font. And then the nickname, bar type. And then you can put I think you can put a size after it too, 128. It'll be giant. Maybe that's too big. Let's put 64 there, actually. Okay, so that sets the font, and then, boy, I hope I'm right on that. I almost feel like we better check that out. Let's check it out, shall we? I'm showing you guys how to check stuff out. So, P5JS reference. We'll just type in P5JS reference, and then we'll go to text. Right. You got to go to typography here, and let's look and see. There's text size, there's text ascent, descent, there's load font, and there's text font. I'm going to click on text font just to see. Okay, so it looks like you can put the nickname here, and look it. So you can use text font like this. You can use it like this with the font name. And you can also put the size. So I was right. Yay. Wow. So text font bar type 64. Now we still have to use the text command to write something. So hello text. All right. And then remember the text command takes an X and a Y location. So we'll start it at 50 in the X, and we'll put it like 250 in the Y. Okay. I better also up here make create canvas 800, 800. Okay, whew. Let's see if this works. I don't know if it's going to work or not. And I called it type practice, so I'm going to have to find that. So let's go here and type practice. Can you guys already see it? It's something that's wrong here. It's not going to work right. Type practice. Oh, what's that? Okay, so it should not say file here. I need to actually go online. So I have this bookmarked here. Okay, I've got this bookmarked. Type practice. And let's see what happens now. Uh-oh, forbidden error. So I can kind of tell already. I just didn't upload some stuff. I probably didn't upload any of this. Do I have a blue dot? No. But probably none of this is uploaded. So I'm going to right-click on it and upload it because I don't remember uploading. You may actually have to hand upload the assets folder. Maybe I'll do that now, just for yucks. And then let's see what kind of an error I'm getting. You see, this DS store doesn't need to be there either. I might delete that later. Okay, look. So hello text. It worked. This barcode typeface is pretty neat. Barcode font is cool. So if I want underneath there to say something else, text like tinier, text, and how would I do underneath? 50 is still the same X location, but if I wanted to be underneath there, maybe I will put 350 in the Y location, right? If I want this text to be smaller, you guys remember from the last video, there's a text size command, right? We'll make this 25. Okay, so the first one was set at 64, and all the rest of the text will be 64 size until it hits a text size command. So let's see if that works. Yay, tinier text, hooray. So you can load tons of different typefaces in here, tons of different fonts in here. You just have another variable, another font. And then in here, in the setup or the preload, you'd have another font equals load font. And then you got to put in the assets folder. You have to download another font. Okay? And then when you want to use that, you'll have to do text font and that other one, and not another font here. So I could do that. Right? Another font. And then the size, if I don't put a size in here, it'll probably default to what was sized last. Okay, so remember, so this is a little bit more difficult than an image, because the image, you have to have a variable declaration here for the nickname, and you have to use a load font. This has got to have a path in it, right? I don't have a path, so that's not going to work. Okay, so variable declaration, the loading, and then you need to set the text font, and then you can use the text command. So 4 things, a little bit different. The image command, you just needed this, you needed the load, and you needed the image command. This one actually, you got to set the text font first. All right, have fun.